Hello fellow Simmers, Amelia here again, bringing you another Sims 4 build. So this build is basically a barn conversion. I love barn conversions. I'm obsessed with looking at pictures of barn conversions. I am a barn conversion addict. I love them, love them, love them. My best friend lives in one, and I love going around her house and just admiring the beams in her house. So yeah, I decided to make a barn conversion for you. It's not extremely modern, this build, by any means. It has got a lot of traditional aspects to it, but I have put in quite a lot of big windows to let lots of light in to the build as well, and I really hope you love it. I'm building this in Windenburg on that little country road. I'm always building there. I love it there. Absolutely love it. So today today is obviously basically the last sort of day we have to put up with about election stuff for a while now in the UK. Votes were cast yesterday for whatever party you wanted to vote for, and today the results was given in the morning, with basically the Conservatives having a terrible time and not being able to get a majority, which is sad for them, but I don't really mind because I voted Labour. So I was hoping that Jezza would win, good old Jeremy Corbyn, but he didn't. But you know, he made sure that they didn't have an easy road to drive up the old Conservatives. So good luck with the Conservatives and this new party they're gonna try and form a coalition with. It's quite funny because, you know, they were slating Jeremy because they were like, "Oh, you're gonna need a coalition to get in government anyway." So, but now they're getting a coalition together. But anyway, that really makes me laugh. And yeah, I think it was a good victory for Labour, even though they didn't win. It was a victory for the party, not necessarily for getting into government, but you know, it was a good laugh, wasn't it? Good old Jezza, he's got some talent at winning people over. And obviously the young person's vote, obviously I'm going to vote for him. He's going to offer me free university. Last video I told you all that I was in my first year of university, and that would really help me on later on in life if I didn't have to pay back my university fees. So, of course, I'm going to vote for good old Jezza in the election. But yeah, I just thought I'd mention that because, you know, it is the day after the election shitstorm, basically. Yeah, so let's talk a bit about the build, shall we? I don't know what that accent was, by the way, but hey. So yeah, as you can see, it's not that contemporary, but it also isn't, I would say, a traditional either. Just because of the big windows that I'm currently putting in and bits and bobs, there's just too much modern. I'm going to call it framework, but I don't know if that's the right term, but I'm going to call it that anyway, framework, on the build to make it traditional. So yeah, this is part one of a two-part build, because last time I said I didn't actually film building the actual structure of the house, just because I was just trying to save time, but today I've built the structure for you because I thought I better had. So you can see the process I go through. It changes, I think, a little bit later on as well. I think we get rid of this front porch and stuff like that. A lot changes about it. And I think we make the front door a little bit more traditional, just because we put the new kitchen in from the parenting game pack that has recently come out. And it just looked very stagnant, a modern door, in such a sort of traditional farmhouse looking kitchen. So here I'm putting in some flower beds. I love doing this on the side of buildings, especially large buildings like this, in Windenburg especially. And I just make these little boxes, fill them with grass as I'm doing, and then just fill them with plants. Then have the vines and bits and bobs growing out from them like I'm doing now, up the building to give the building a bit more texture, because you know, with barn conversions, it's very easy for them to look quite stagnant due to the quite boxy feel of them. So to make them look more vibrant and more, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but they just seem quite stark and boxy in the environment that they're usually built in. And having the trees and plants growing up the side of the wall, you know, it blends them into the natural environment a lot more, integrates them a lot easier into the natural environment. And in the background you can see there's loads of trees and stuff. So we were trying to do that now. Just give it a bit of greenery, give it a bit of life instead of all that stone on there. But yeah, I'm guessing the history of this building would be, you know, it was a barn. It was being used as a store barn to store hay and things in. Then someone bought it and converted it, but it's been there quite a while, which is why, you know, all these plants have grown up the side of the walls and stuff like that, and they've just decided to trim it back a little bit and maintain it a little bit. Replace the windows and stuff, but I have kept some traditional windows in there. I put a couple in and stuff. I do that on barn conversions. I built a barn conversion already on The Sims 4, but I built that before I started this channel, so I did post a picture of it on my Instagram accounts. My Instagram account is called Simming Architect. I didn't call it the channel name just because I started it before the channel. See what interests I got, and I got quite a good response from that. So that's why I decided to start this as well. Putting a garden in now, little hedge garden, and I don't know why it made it a room. That was really annoying, and I wanted it to be the grass on the outside. So if you know how to do that and get the grass from the outside into a fenced area that wants to be a room, please do tell me. Or tell me otherwise that I can't do it. Because that really annoyed me. I had to edit out quite a big pause where I was like, excuse me? You just made my garden into a room? A garden isn't a room just because I fenced it in, you know? What? Give me a break here. Yeah. Oh, goodness me. It's been a long day. It's been a long day. I was just seeing if I could put like some sort of decking area in, but then I realised I couldn't raise it up without raising the rest of the house, and I didn't want to raise the house. I wanted it to keep it on the single level that it is. So I was like, right, we'll put some decking in, we'll put some plants around it to try and integrate it more in. But then I realised as I was putting all this stuff in, our Sims aren't actually going to be able to get onto the decking because of all the plants that's around it. So I was like, right, scrap that. You see, I have a bit of a paddy now, get rid of it. And we just put a table in and barbecue. I think we put a basketball court in and stuff because we want this to be a family home. Because we have multiple bedrooms in. I actually started some gameplay, just private gameplay in this house. And I've actually converted it a little bit more. I do 3 bedrooms upstairs, but they're really small. Really, really small for such a big house. which is something I've been doing recently. On the last build, you know, I made the bedroom small too. And the house only has 2 bathrooms as well. Has a big family bathroom downstairs and has a smaller bathroom with just a shower upstairs. But yeah, the bedroom's really lacking in size, and I just thought that the parents' bedroom should be a lot bigger. So the 3 bedrooms upstairs, when I was doing some gameplay, became 3 children's bedrooms. One of them was a teen, and they had 2 twin girls who were children, and they took to the bedrooms as well. And then I actually make the little extension bit, what would I would imagine to be the extension on the barn when whoever bought the, you know, the basic sort of structure of the barn, that glass bit that you can just see on the side near that climbing frame, I made that into the master bedroom, which is downstairs. So they had a lot more room and felt like they were a bit separate from the children, which is important, I guess, for parents. So this bit really annoyed me. I couldn't understand why these 2 roofs were coming through the walls. They're not meant to come through the walls, I'm pretty sure. I was checking it over and over again and over and over again, and I tried putting a fence in, but it just wasn't having it at all. And I had to get rid of that front porch bit because of it. This is me now removing the front porch. I have lots of trouble with this front porch. For some reason, one of the doors wouldn't delete. And that was causing me quite a few issues. So I'm fiddling around with this for quite a while. And then I have to sort out the roof on the other side as well. I just think I make what do I do with it? I make it a different roof, I think. So that it works. Just experimenting with the doors now, seeing what I want to put into it. I think I go for a traditional door, more or less. Oh, I know, it's like a semi-modern door actually, but it's still, you know, goes with the wooden sort of aspect that I add to it. So the extension is actually in white wood, and the little sort of skylight things that I put on the roof are in white wood as well. So I'm just removing the whole of the porch now and just having it as that. And then I just add one of those little glass covers on the door, so, you know, if it's raining you can still sort of have a little porch. So this is when I'm struggling with the other roof. So I was like, right, gonna have to remove this, aren't I? Put another roof on it. Oh no, I just removed the skylight. Just remove the skylight, because that was the issue. So the downstairs area is gonna be the kitchen, the extension, and the living space. Oh, sorry, I just had a little bit of a flid and smacked my notes that I have, so I don't forget what I'm talking about, because I'm clearly need help with remembering things. But anyway, moving aside from that, yeah. So we're going to have a living space downstairs, kitchen and extension. I actually forget about the extension on this build. I have no idea why, because it's quite a big extension. It's probably because the windows, you know, made it look, well, it is transparent. But, you know, you can still see the window frames. Yeah, but I forget about it and sort of come back to it at the end and think, oh god, yeah, there's an extension, and I make it into an office. But then, as I said, when I was doing gameplay, we didn't really need an office, because I chose careers that didn't really need an office, so we just decided to do just a computer separate But you don't see that. You see the office, and you see the screenshots that in the second video that is gonna come out as well. You'll see the screenshots then of the office. But I don't know. I guess you guys can comment on this video before I release the next one. I might put some screenshots in of when I edited it when I was doing some gameplay, if you wanted to see those. But I don't know if you'll want to see those. You just want to see maybe how I built it or whatever. Again, this will be up on the gallery when the second part comes out. When I finish editing that part and stuff. I'm hoping you're liking it. I'm liking it. Building this. I just love building barn conversions. I love barn conversions so much. I have obsessive barn conversion disorder, I'm sure. Yeah. a lot of love for the barn conversions. I'm just messing with the tiles from the Parenthood pack at the moment to go in the kitchen. And I recently saw a video from Deligracy when she was saying how much she loved the wooden counters and the stone tops on those, but it doesn't work for me, and I change it. There we go, there's me changing it. Then I think about the tiles and think, no. And then I just decide to go for the stone, which looks really nice and looks really barny and countryside-y, and I love it. So, no regrets at all. I love putting in a kitchen island. Definitely love putting that in. I end up changing it about quite a bit. Just because of space and where I'm going to put it and everything. I am an absolute terrible person when it comes to doing kitchens. It's just, I'm just a nightmare. It just takes me so long to do a kitchen. It takes up most of my build time to do a kitchen. Living rooms, I always know what sort of structure I'm going to go for before I go into it. But kitchens, goodness gracious me, kitchens. I just can't do it. It doesn't go well whenever I try it. It just does not go well. So yeah, it takes me so long to do it. No idea why. I'm just so picky about kitchens. But you want it to look good because, you know, this is obviously the first thing you're going to see when you come in the front door, the kitchen. So you want it to look great because otherwise people are going to be like, ooh, what a lovely house you have. Not. And probably mock you. So this is why I always do the good kitchen. So these Sims didn't get mocked by their so-called friends. If you ever get mocked by your friends, by the way, they are not your friends, clearly. So, I say find some new friends. There we are, parenting advice. Is that parenting advice or is that just advice? I don't know. I'm not a parent. I wouldn't know if it's parenting advice. Yeah, parenting advice. What am I going on about? I'm sure I put that lovely new fruit bowl in. To this build. I put it to every single build that I've done since that fruit bowl came into the sim game. I just can't stop using it. It's lovely. I love that fruit bowl. There we are. We're changing up the island now because I realised now we actually do have enough space. I need to stop whining about it and just sort it out, really. We do add a little bit more kitchen top area onto this because my Sims actually use that a lot in gameplay for actually preparing food on. Sometimes they won't actually prepare food on a countertop that's made for sort of a breakfast bar or an island. So the ones that you can put the little stools up to, sometimes in my game, I don't know if this is anyone else's game, but in my game particularly, they don't like preparing food on those types of countertop, which is annoying. But you know, either way, we have to deal with it. But I think in this part we get, you know, the build done and the kitchen done, maybe, or near enough done, before the next part, which is going to come out very soon. So this is coming up to the end of part 1 of this semi-modern barn conversion build. Hope you enjoyed this part, and stay tuned for the next part, which will be coming out next week. I'm volunteering with the National Trust all of next week, so I'll have to do it in an evening at some point next week for you guys to see. But please follow my Instagram account if you're interested. Subscribe to the channel if you're interested. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in part 2 of this semi-modern barn conversion. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you all again very, very, very soon.